For most people, Princess Leonor represents the future of the Spanish monarchy. Calm, composed, and increasingly visible on the world stage, she has spent years preparing for the enormous responsibility that awaits her. Yet behind the elegant ceremonies and carefully managed public appearances, many observers believe that life inside the royal palace is far more complicated than it appears. As Leonor grows closer to eventually becoming Queen of Spain, tensions, expectations, and competing visions for the future of the monarchy have created what some royal commentators describe as a quiet but intense battle within palace circles. It is not a conflict fought openly, but one that reflects the enormous pressure surrounding Spain's future queen. Today, we take a closer look inside the bitter palace battle surrounding Princess Leonor and explore why the stakes have never been higher. From the moment Leonor was born in 2005, her destiny was already being written. As the eldest daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, she was destined to inherit the throne. But unlike previous generations of royals, Leonor has grown up during a period of enormous challenges for the Spanish monarchy. Years before Felipe became king, the royal family faced scandals, declining popularity, and growing criticism from parts of Spanish society. When Felipe VI ascended to the throne in 2014, he inherited a monarchy that urgently needed rebuilding. Together with Queen Letizia, he began a mission to modernize the institution and restore public trust. Their daughter Leonor quickly became central to that vision. But creating the perfect future queen has never been a simple task. According to royal experts, one of the greatest challenges inside the palace has involved balancing tradition with modernization. While some advisors favor maintaining centuries-old customs, others believe the monarchy must continue adapting to the changing expectations of Spanish society. At the center of these competing views stands Princess Leonor. Every decision regarding her education, public image, and royal duties carries enormous significance. Even seemingly ordinary choices become subjects of debate because they influence how the future queen will be perceived by generations to come. Her schooling became one example of these discussions. Rather than keeping Leonor exclusively within traditional royal circles, King Felipe and Queen Letizia sought opportunities that would provide their daughter with experiences closer to those of ordinary young people. Her attendance at the United World College in Wales reflected a desire to give her an international perspective and a degree of independence. Supporters praised the decision as a sign of a modern monarchy. Others questioned whether such choices risked distancing the heir from traditional expectations. These differing philosophies have contributed to what some observers describe as an ongoing struggle over the monarchy's identity. Queen Letizia herself has often been viewed as a force for modernization. Coming from a journalism background rather than aristocratic roots, she brought a different perspective into the royal family after marrying then Prince Felipe. Throughout the years, reports and speculation have frequently portrayed Letizia as someone determined to protect her daughters and ensure that they experience as normal a childhood as possible despite their extraordinary circumstances. Meanwhile, King Felipe carries the weight of preserving centuries of royal tradition while also preparing his daughter for a future unlike any faced by previous Spanish monarchs. This balancing act has not always been easy. Some commentators suggest that differing priorities among royal advisors and various palace circles occasionally create friction over how much exposure Leonor should have, how quickly she should assume responsibilities, and how her public role should evolve. For Leonor herself, these debates are largely beyond her control. Since childhood, she has been expected to embody stability, discipline, and continuity. Unlike most young people her age, every appearance she makes is analyzed by the media and discussed by royal watchers. Her speeches are scrutinized, her expressions are interpreted, her choices become headlines, and all of this takes place while she continues navigating the challenges of growing up. The pressure intensified when Leonor delivered her now famous speeches at major ceremonies, demonstrating a confidence that surprised many observers. Each successful appearance strengthened her image as a capable future queen. But success also brings higher expectations. With every milestone achieved, the demands placed upon her have increased. Military training marked another significant chapter in her preparation. Following in the footsteps of her father, Leonor began a rigorous program designed to prepare her for her future constitutional role as Commander-in-Chief of Spain's armed forces. The decision highlighted the monarchy's commitment to continuity and tradition. Yet it also represented another sacrifice for the young princess. Months away from family, strict discipline, intense schedules, and constant public attention. While many praised her dedication, others noted the emotional challenges that accompany such responsibilities. Behind palace walls, the reality of preparing an heir is rarely glamorous. There are endless schedules, formal obligations, and expectations that leave little room for mistakes. Royal life often demands sacrifices that ordinary citizens rarely see. Friendships become complicated, privacy becomes limited, and personal desires frequently take second place to duty. This reality has shaped Leonor from an early age. Despite the pressures, King Felipe and Queen Letizia have consistently projected unity in their efforts to support their daughter. Publicly, they have emphasized the importance of preparing her gradually while ensuring that she develops the skills needed for future leadership. Their approach reflects lessons learned from past difficulties experienced by the monarchy. Rather than rushing Leonor into an overwhelming public role, they appear committed to allowing her responsibilities to increase step by step. Still, the future presents many uncertainties. Spain itself has changed dramatically over the decades. Younger generations often view institutions differently than previous generations, and monarchies across Europe continue adapting to new realities. As future queen, Leonor will inherit not only a crown but also the challenge of maintaining relevance in a rapidly changing world. This responsibility explains why discussions surrounding her upbringing and public role are so important. The stakes extend far beyond one individual. For supporters of the monarchy, Leonor represents continuity and stability. For critics, she symbolizes an institution that must constantly justify its place in modern society. And for those closest to her, she is simply a young woman carrying extraordinary expectations. Perhaps that is what makes the so-called palace battle surrounding Princess Leonor so fascinating. It is not merely about disagreements among advisors or competing visions inside royal circles. It is about the future itself. What kind of queen will Leonor become? How will she balance tradition with modernization? Can she preserve the monarchy while adapting it to the demands of the 21st century? These questions remain unanswered, but one thing is certain. As Princess Leonor moves closer to the day when she will eventually wear the crown, the decisions being made around her carry enormous significance. Behind the glittering ceremonies and picture-perfect appearances lies a world of responsibility, expectations, and difficult choices. And at the center of it all stands a young woman whose future will help determine the future of the Spanish monarchy itself. Whether the palace tensions are exaggerated by speculation or rooted in genuine differences of opinion, one reality cannot be ignored. Princess Leonor's journey to the throne is about far more than tradition. It is about navigating pressure, expectations, and competing visions while remaining true to herself. And that may prove to be the greatest challenge of all. As the world continues watching Spain's future queen, one question remains. Can Princess Leonor rise above the bitter palace battles surrounding her and unite a monarchy preparing for a new era?